Cyberpunk Uncensored.
Last session, as far as I can remember, you were most recently trying to track down Hecate, who was one of the night security person at the Happy Valley Retirement Facility, whatever it is. And their building had a SWAT squad, or the equivalent thereof, police, basically watching it constantly. Militech sponsored police, obviously. And basically, yeah, the facility was difficult to approach, but they had not moved from the location yet. Previously, you found out Arculus, who, after a brief gunfight and a little bit of a conversation with them, they've disappeared off into the wilderness, leaving a bit of information for you about people doing stuff in the retirement village. And you also talked to Dr. Zero, who was the prescribed medical doctor on site in case of emergency. Knows how to operate a cryotube, but is far more gifted with the dispensement of pharmaceuticals, and has been recruited by Ardor. Please forgive the bad arrangement of the players across the screen. We actually have, going from left to right, we have Cherry Bomb, Deuce, then Ardor. Pathfinder can't make it today, and I'm hoping to introduce them soon, but as you can see, the names are completely stuffed. Discord has been a choice piece of software. If something glitches out again, they may indeed swap places for a third time. But anyhow, you also recruited, and I can't remember the name of the little guy, Mr. Fix. You recruited Mr. Fix, who is a small kid who operates in, I think, the Watson development area, to go chase up information for you. But that then brings us across to what I believe was early Wednesday morning, from memory. Now, for this case, Deuce, you were out dealing with a technical issue. I'm not going to go into the details, and we're just going to pull it back into this. But about 8 a.m. that morning, you guys, all three of you, get a phone call at the same time. A quick, brief answer, and it appears this is Alice, I'm going to say fixer, but it's actually the corporate executive, who is directly managing your operations. Look, I've just seen a digital blackout go over the incident order to go over the Happy Valley Retirement or Oasis. It looks like our people are up to something, but it's above my pay grade to pull it out. So I think you need to pop over there and find out what the hell's going on. But don't forget, I've also got the meeting with the Militech guys later today. We'll see what we can chase up there, but I'll need you to show up for that one as well. So, yeah. Excuse me.
So are we still needing to stay off the grid at this point?
You do need to be, I suppose... No, well, your court appearance is on Friday. First thing, Friday morning. Okay. So you are allowed to wander around the city and won't be nabbed by Militech goons, although God knows what's happened to Rev. They've just disappeared off the face of the planet. But, yeah, that's pretty much it.
So well rested because we took time to take a sleep. So it was getting like middle of the night. Yep. Not time for visiting, knocking on doors. Well, right type of knocking on doors, but for polite requests for info, not so good time.
So,
let's get eyes on the building and see what we can do from there.
All right, so how are you going to make your way over there? Because I don't think you have transport at the moment.
I don't think we do.
You are down in Hayward's industrial zone, and you need to get yourself up to there. So you're going to risk public transport. You're going to try a cab ride.
We'll probably phone up the crew who in the plot of land next door to it. See if they've got any eyes on
Okay, so you can make a call to Miguel, who's the contact that one of you connected with, and you have their contact details. But okay, and very quickly. So, are you going to order a cab, try and drive over there?
Probably
Yeah,
an
I think we
idea.
should.
We'll
Alright.
need transport either which way.
Okay. Well, anyhow, basically, Miguel's going. Look, man, there's a big team of like a big truck out the front. There's a whole guys who look like they're in Militech uniforms, and yeah, look, I've got no idea what the hell's going on, because like Militech was here like 3 hours ago. They were here at 6 in the morning.
Oh, jeez.
And
Early
now they're
riot.
again. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Are they the same Militech group?
No, look, this is a completely different truck. I mean, he sort of look. It doesn't look like a Militech truck to me. I don't know. You know, I don't deal with this sort of shit, and you know, we don't want to get close because we don't want people to get hurt.
That's fine, that's fine. Do you happen to have a photo? Do you get a photo of either of the trucks or both the trucks even?
Yeah, sure. And flicks to the equivalent of a video call, and you get a distant sort of shaky view of the trucks behind the fence line, or it's not razor wire, but the mesh fence line. And it looks like a truck of some description, but I'm not too sure if Cherry Brom would have any deep knowledge of that sort of stuff. But it doesn't look like a standard issue Militech truck. Militech produce their own vehicles, so they have standard trucks. Deuce, you can definitely
show a picture.
Deuce can with his military experience, you definitely recognise it's not standard issue Militech, and why would they buy anything else, really?
Yeah.
So somebody slapped some Militech labels across the side of it, but it doesn't quite look right.
Mm-hmm. Let's get over there and see what's going on.
Okay.
What I think it is.
The Jones, I need to get there and hit them with my sword.
All right. After a half-hour drive through the mid-morning city, as peak hour depletes itself into the mad chaos that is the regular day, the sun sort of lurks its way over the horizon, and you reach the retirement village. So we'll switch over to
Sorry.
the local street view, which I've completely... Oh no, that's good now. Which is basically tucked into there, and I should probably actually just go straight to the location map. It depends on where do you go. Actually, I'll stick with this for a moment. How do you guys want to approach this? Where are you getting yourself to be dropped off? Are you going straight to the front door? Are you going somewhere else? Please.
I figure we'd get dropped off before we turn into this little cul-de-sac.
Okay.
So sort of on the main street somewhere along there, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
That way we can sort of make it look like we're maybe walking over to the cyber junk shop or something.
Well, there's the cyber junk
to get
shop,
a bit
there's
of
a cafe, there's...
yeah.
Which
Actually,
we do have
cafe.
appointment at 12 o'clock today, if I remember rightly.
Well, it's just hit 9:30 in the morning. And do I have my map notes? No, I don't care. Cool.
Can we see the nursing home from the cafe?
The cafe is locked in on the corner there. The junk shop is just there. These corner pieces along this side of the road are actually a lot of vacant lots. One of the two burnt out buildings, a vacant lot, but Pentagro's basically got like a 3-story block of building where they grow all their whatever the hell it is they grow for people.
Yeah.
So you can get it from out front the junk shop, which isn't due to open until 10 o'clock. But you also
Are we saying this one on the corner here is abandoned?
Yes.
Okay, so how about we try moving in there and observing the front of the building
Okay.
from...
So you get to the front there, also get to the building. It's a burnt out wreck. In the driveway of the retirement oasis is a semi-trailer. It's got a 40-foot shipping container on the back, and there are what you can see the flickers of a couple of bodies going back and forth from there. So if I switch over to this one, oops. All right. So right up the top here, and if I had a truck, let's see if I've got a truck, I can drop one in there. Gangs colours, no, probably not.
There's a truck available when you want one.
Well, I'll have something in here. Just randomly.
Otherwise, you can draw a rectangle.
Yes, it's probably quicker and easier just to do that. Draw shape, yeah, that colour will do. But basically, the semi-trailer is loaded in there. And basically you can see it's right up against the end of the building. Oops. And there's at least a couple of people going in and out. Carrying equipment, grabbing stuff and loading it. This is a regular shipping truck. It doesn't have any of the capacity to do cold storage. But it looks like...
I guess they're not moving the big heavy ones because that was moved yesterday.
Well, the bodies may well have been moved yesterday morning.
I thought the AI server racks, the big, huge ones, were moved yesterday.
Well,
because they were the big ones.
Well, given that Deuce is a techie and you've actually seen them as well, Cherry, basically they're moving blocks of server racks. They're pulling them apart enough to move them. They're not bothering to disassemble them fully, but they're just grabbing the whole chunk of data.
Yep.
That would be good for them.
Also monitoring the radio traffic in the area to see if they're communicating or if there's anything interesting going on there.
Yes, there is, for more than one reason. Yes, you can pick up encrypted channels bouncing back and forth, plus all the local people talking for whoever's talking, whatever. But the thing is that your corporate key automatically decrypts it. And you get Wilson.
Wait, so which corporate key? Are you saying Digital Horizons?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So that key automatically decrypts it, and you're picking up a conversation between Wilson and Boris. And Wilson is basically saying, look, last load, then we're out of here. Come on, we need to get this done now. Boris starts running through a whole bunch of technical detail about how we need at least another 20 minutes to get the last rack, and Wilson saying, no, look, got to veto it, we were out of time.
So, talking to the other two, how much do we want to risk our jobs to save our lives?
I don't mind, and I was tempted to think of, we've still got a phone number for Militech, right?
Yes, you will do so.
Do you want to call them to let them know that their gear is being taken?
Well, this is Happy Valley Retirement Oasis's gear.
Which was locked down by Militech.
It was locked down by Militech?
Taken by someone who's trying to impersonate them as Militech.
Yes.
So,
but it's also potentially higher-ups in our corporation. So if we sell them out to Militech, that's going to be complicated.
Right. Do we still have the phone number for our contact with our own company?
Alice, or are you talking to someone else?
Alice, yes.
Yeah, of course you got her contact.
Probably give her a call and shall we talking to Juice and or basically shall we give her a call and find out if she knows anything about this
She's the one who contacted you saying that a digital blackout order had gone across for this location. So basically what they've done is they've blanket cut out all the standard net frequencies so that there's no net communication happening within about a block radius of this point.
In that case, I'm going to wander over and have a look at the back of the truck.
The back or the front, because the truck's backed into the driveway. So the back of the truck
well,
is the building, and the front of the truck is sticking out towards the street.
Nose out, tail in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to try and sneak into the onto the property.
Yep.
And have a closer look at what is being.
Well, that is definitely going to
taken.
require a stealth roll on your part.
Yeah.
So please step up and go ahead.
I'll
Cut
probably go
across the
where
street and head up there. The first initial part is going to be really easy to do. You can get as far as the nose of the truck before things, and with a stealth roll of 21, you're able to duck under the wheels of the truck and actually get within the back of the vehicle. In fact, Cherie, you're followed, and both of you are underneath the truck as they're focused, and basically, not forklifts, but the hand trolleys moving large racks of gear back and forth. There's two guys. There's one guy standing on the platform next to the truck, keeping an eye out down the front, but they haven't noticed you. And
we don't notice Ardor.
Ardor, you can get directly underneath this guy if you want. You can read the serial numbers of the stuff coming off onto the back of the truck if you wanted to.
I guess what I'll do is I'd look at the serial of the truck just in case we need it for future reference, as in deciding on what we'll do in the future.
I mean, given the quality of your role, is there anything you want to get out of the truck while it's You know where the guy is, you know the position of how things are coming up. So you can duck into the truck and copy its ID tag or drop in a tracking device if you have one.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, if we actually have any tracking devices.
Well,
containers have a number written on the sides of all sides of them.
But yeah, you can actually. Well, every container will have, in this case, will have a Internet of Things attachment to it that allows you to bring out your little agent, read it, and get the details off it. That's usually hard to access, but given that it's linked into the truck, you can just grab those details and log them for yourself and save them for when you want to detect it later on.
Yeah, I'll do that, definitely, because it helps us track it.
Yep.
And if we need it for future references, perfect.
Yep.
Am I also able to observe what's inside the truck, anything specific?
Well, you're in the cabin of the cab of the truck. So you're able to use the truck systems to view the camera system within the truck. All right, so you can see what's going on around you. While Juice and Cherie are basically out underneath the body of the truck, you can hear the conversations going on. Same with you, Ardor. And it's basically this guy, Wilson, who's the exec standing on the thing, keeping an eye out, watching things being great management material with their clipboard and bossing people around. Tell them to load this shit as fast as they fucking can.
Be careful, but go faster.
He's got a Militech patch on his suit. The suit's not quite standard Militech issue, as Deuce well knows, but I think you've ascertained who they are by this point. And there's about Boris and 4 other guys who are basically going in. 4 other guys are running back and forth, wheeling stuff in, and Boris is deep inside the facility, and you can see through the truck cameras, Ardor, into the building, all the way across to this set of doors on the far side here, and to where Boris is directing somebody to pull stuff apart on the inside. They're using power tools, power drills to sort of quickly disassemble a whole bunch of stuff.
Do we recognize any of them?
Bloody good question. Yes. One of the guys wheeling stuff back and forth is the technician who told you about what was up copied onto the braindance rigs just prior to Militech coming in and stomping through your brain, Cherie.
Yeah, sounds like a week and a half.
Yeah. So, yes, you recognise this, and he's going, yeah, oh yeah, I saw that guy down in IT, or, oh no, that one's works in the motor pool and stuff. They're
Is
all
the
dressed in...
IT guy the one that we needed to capture?
No, this is our IT, not the.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, these are
Yeah.
your people.
So, Cherie's going to whisper to Deuce and go, should we go say hello and offer him a hand?
We don't know if they're trying to cover their own ass or get data to clear us. They might be after leverage. They might be after trying to bury us.
Do I notice on the cameras any weapons? Like any big weapons that would be noticeable?
They're all carrying a Militech Arms Avenger, the 9mm pistol that is the standard sidearm for Militech personnel. They are all
The
dressed
Glock
in...
of the future.
Yeah, they're dressed in standard Militech jumpsuits with the badges ironed on, nice and fresh like. The jumpsuits are
Basically,
very
no
clean.
armor.
Well, it would be basic light armor, about Kevlar, 7 SP value. So it's...
You don't need to know SP. Like it's light armor. It's basically, yeah. I'll get out of the truck, go back to where Cherie and Juice are, and I'll relay that information that they're only basically just have pistols and what I assume to be like really under armored. Like they're not expecting a fight, just in case. Yeah.
Quick question, GM.
Mm-hmm.
So with these ones, Wilson, Boris, and things like that, trying to rack my memory through the bureaucracy, which I've dealt with here, would I be able to have their phone number or comms link at all?
If you throw the names to Alice, Alice will most likely be able to get you that information within probably 30 seconds. Yeah.
Because I want to make a phone call to them to see how they react to us in general, on the negative, positive, different reaction level.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Alice did tell us that to come here.
Yeah.
So they obviously know that we're meant to show up.
Well,
or
no.
either that or...
Alice said, I'm calling because I've just seen a digital blackout order for the Happy Valley Retirement Oasis place. All right. I'm in a car in the exec zone, so I can't check it out. But a division here looks like they're up to something, and I don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
So I want to basically give...
Alice is after information, basically. That's what he's chasing.
Yeah. So we're going to call Alice and try and get Wilson and Boris, preferably Boris, the one who's further away.
Yep.
And try to basically catch them and have a chat. And I don't know about what, probably using acting or something like that to try and just get a gauge on them.
Okay.
What you got?
Also tell Cherie that I've got like the data of the shipping container and would be able to track it, and that she can relay that information to Alice.
Okay.
So we'll give that bit Alice update. We'll update Alice on the situation with Ardor's information on the container details.
Brilliant. I'm not too sure what I can do with that just yet. But look, Wilson, Boris, the only people I know of who those names appear of is a division known as the Agency. They work with people's agents and they provide a lot of background information around that sort of stuff. What their exact operational details are, I can't tell you because I don't know. I don't think anybody in this place does. So, yeah, it's a wee bit of a challenge to chase that down because they've got fairly high clearance. And God knows with any of that sort of shit. So I know they're up to something. Look, here's Boris's number. Here's Wilson's number. Take your pick. But Well, I know Wilson transferred over from our Black Ops division a while back.
Which was the exec?
Yes.
Right, which one? Was it Wilson or Boris?
Wilson's the exec, and he's
Wilson's the
transferred
exec.
over from Black Ops. Boris, God knows where he comes from. I don't want to say he just turned up one day, but it kind of feels like that. But he has an impressively high level of clearance for the stuff he's done.
So their job, this is out of character, their job, Boris and Thing is in the division which handles agents and improvement of those, yes?
Well, that's the official title of managing user agents so that people have a better experience. Now, you read that any way you like, but...
that doesn't need a Black Ops officer to come in to manage.
No.
No, it's more basically I'm trying to work out a plausible cover for when I call him to see how he reacts to basically interacting.
But Boris is listed as a chief technician for handling AI data complexity. Again, I don't see how that links with agents, but, you know, he's been an AI wrangler for, well, according to his records, a long time.
Right, so I think I've got a thing. If we call up saying we're trying to sort out a problem with an agent, we've got his number from the corporate phone number book, and chief tech of basically handling the agents, that should give us a reasonably plausible thing. So she's quickly going to confer with Adus and asking him what type of questions should she be asking as a cover. So we want to see if he has a positive reaction to hearing Cherie's in contact, or if it's a negative response.
I would possibly suggest a different course of action.
Okay.
Because contacting them on premise of their cover kind of doesn't get us, because then if they just go with their cover, we get no more information. If we go with the thought that we're hoping that they're trying to scan these servers to get some sort of leverage and doing it deniable, that's why they've got the Militech thin cover, and they've cut out any recording or transmission in the area, then maybe we can offer to help with whatever they're doing. So
it'll be stage 2. If we have a positive response from them hearing us, then we switch over to stage 2. If we have a negative response, then we work on a separate plan.
Because don't forget, we are within the same corporation. So if we just say, hey, we're aware that you're doing an operation in the area. This is towards our interest. You scratch our back, we'll scratch yours. We want to know what's on those servers. Where can we, how can we help?
That will be stage 2. If they have a positive response to being contacted by us, then go into that stage.
Even if they've got a negative one, we might be able to
work the plan out from there.
Yeah.
At least we know what's happening when we walk in there.
Yeah.
So are you walking in, or are you actually calling?
No. Phone call.
Yeah.
Basically, covering the things. I'm far away a bit, so it's not going to be echoing.
Let's go back to around the
okay, so you duck back around the corner?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So,
if Ardor wants to stay here to see their response and listen to their response, me and Deuce can head back, make the phone call, and we can work out from there.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so you call up Boris, I take it?
Yeah, the one not directly, the more tech one rather than management.
Yeah. Okay, so you contact Boris the tech. You get a quick response. Yeah, this is Boris. What? Do you have caller ID and all that sort of stuff active and stuff so they can identify that you're within the corporation?
Yes. So it's it looked like it's an internal phone call.
Yep. And it's sort of, okay, activating encryption. Get a little bit of static, pops for a second.
That always basically makes my ear ring.
Rings the ear a little, yeah. Yeah, this is Boris. Who's calling?
This is Cherie Bombardier. I've got a little bit of an issue with the agent. We're trying to record some data and things to try and sort out for this upcoming court appearance, and I'm just trying to basically get a better way of accessing thing. And I looked through the corporate I just blanked the corporate phone book. Yeah, I went and basically I saw that you guys covered this area, so I thought I'd give you a call and
That's
basically.
right. I'm in the middle of a fairly focused thing at the moment, and I can pass you off to one of my technicians, like the agent team. There's about 40 of us in all, and happy to deal with that. But yeah, I'm a bit busy at the moment, and in the background here, a bit of a crash, I think. And Boris quickly.
I'll jump in at this point and say, I'm sure that Wilson needs that last server loaded on quick. We should talk.
You get some swearing in Russian for about 20 seconds as things are clankily shuffled around. Okay, yeah. What do you want?
And Cherie just basically
Hands off. Introduce.
She does what she can to support him with the acting and listening in to basically interpret what he's saying.
We have it on speakerphone to do.
Yeah.
Pieces, but yeah.
Your work is overlapping with our job. We have some knowledge of the situation. You have some knowledge of the situation. Obviously, with intel, let's combine and see what we know.
As he's listening to this, Ardor, you see him out of the building, and basically puts it on speakerphone with Wilson, although Wilson's being silent at this point. Yeah, well, we can always trade information. That's definitely what we want to see happen here. Human perception roll, Cherie and Ardor, because you both have human perception of some description, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I do. Really bad.
Well, we'll just skip that because Cherie's got rolled a crit success. All right. Yeah. So, Boris is happy to help out as long as you don't discover what he's actually doing. So, yeah, he's giving off that sort of vibe.
So I'm indicating to Juice that we are not here at all.
Yeah, okay.
We know that he's been assigned somewhere put into the same category of work area and over the cover and things like that, but not that we can actually bloody well see him.
Yep. Excuse me. Yeah, so, yeah, Boris goes, look, yeah, we can definitely help. We're securing technology at the moment to make sure that things can be happened and developed in the way that we need, and to extract the critical information required. And then he goes into this long spiel of techie bullshit to say that we're going to rip the data and do something with it. You get the vibe from what he's talking about that he really doesn't care about the data on the machines.
He just wants the process or how the data works or how the machines work.
He looks like he's more concerned with the machines because you're talking about these are some high-end AI-based machines from the glimpses that you've had.
He wants hardware, not software.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the software. He's after the hardware. These are, from what you've seen, Cherie, and what got perceived by the brain dance that other people had glimpsed before it got snatched, is that these are really high-end machines, far above what you'd need to simulate virtual environments and more to run an artificial consciousness. And they have 4 of them. Each one is pretty perfect.
If I remember right, there was the server stacks, which is the data storage, and then there was the 4 larger clusters.
There were 4 large clusters surrounded by 8 data stacks. So you had 4 potentially human level conscious AIs, possibly bigger, possibly it gets a little fuzzy on the details here. And then you had massive amounts of data storage to hold potentially copied consciousnesses.
And these guys, Boris and Wilson, have pulled the data stacks, but the clusters were pulled by Miller.
No, they're pulling the AI clusters. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
They're grabbing a couple of data stacks, but not a big amount. They're mainly ripping the clusters.
Right. And what was it that the prior team pulled out?
You don't know because
We
I
did
haven't
get
seen
some of that. We did get some information the other day about it. I just can't remember what it was.
Well, you know, Militech came in bright and early this morning. You don't know what they did, but they loaded up a truck with some stuff and left. You haven't talked to the guys in the panel town yet about the details, Miguel and the like, so you can't really pick out what's going on there as far as we've covered so far.
Roger that. We wouldn't be able to get to Panel Town without the crew here spotting us, would they?
You can do it piss easy. It's out in the street. It's just, well...
Oh, yeah, it's the other side. It's not right next door, is it?
Well, it is kind of next door. If we move the map over to the right map, I'll grab the player stack. Oops. Double clicking is a bad idea. Move you over to the regional map, or the local area. Click on that. You'll see here, Panel Town is basically, if I get a large bloggy cube, and let's do a bright blue, Panel Town basically occupies that. It is,
okay. Yeah, so yeah, we can get
the other side. Of solar panels that are designed to tilt and face the sun. The problem is about 80% of them are busted.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense. It goes to the street. I thought it started, take what that one is, and then fold it over. So we'd have to go past them to get that. But no, that's easy access.
It also goes further the other way as well. It's not a small thing. This is basically...
It just started there.
Yeah, this is the corner of it, basically. And it stretches out across this, what was a vacant lot, and it's just been covered with heaps of panels. It's meant to be part of a big solar farm. The company went bust. Stuff isn't being used anymore.
Yeah.
Indicating to Juice, shall we move back and basically go have a chat with Miguel?
We're still on the phone with Boris, aren't we?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll say, well, the what was happening with the operation here and how it was operating can be quite useful to us.
So you want us to grab some operational details and go through that?
If you could, that'd be good. I can also assist with the reverse engineering the hardware. Okay. I have familiarity with Militech communications and computer equipment.
That's great, but none of this is
direct hands-on.
None of this seems to be Militech standard issue. If anything, it's one of them is like old Arasaka gear from about I would guess 15 years ago.
Also, just as a private comms to Juice, because you could mention the fact that you actually had access to the place before it got ripped.
Wait, what?
When we first went in here.
When you first went in here, Deuce had a look at...
I had the network side of things, but not
not the internals, but basically the network point that connects this facility with Digital Horizons network so that they could access the net.
I might have had a bit of like a network map, but not too much more detail than that, I wouldn't expect.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. So, at this stage, would you be happy for us to come in and have our own look around then? Maybe load another piece of gear onto the truck?
Well, yeah, you'd be welcome to come in about 15 minutes time. We'll be
So
done.
does that mean you're
Amazing.
planning to be out of here in 10, or are you going to be there in 15 minutes' time?
We'll be out of here in 12. But you're welcome to go through the facility as you choose. We've got to secure these assets. Sorry, I've got a higher priority. But I'm grabbing the operational data at this point. Cherie, you know he's lying.
Yep.
Ardor, you can see him just standing next to the corporate, and the corporate goes, wind this up.
Yep.
With a bit of hand sign. But says, look, I've got to go at this point. Need to finalise this up, and I'll get that stuff for you. At which point he goes, click, and hangs up.
Yep. Okay.
So, and the corporate, Ardor, you see the corporate says, okay, we've got 10 minutes, let's go now. And the guys, all of them, including the corporate, head into the facility to grab some stuff before they load up and go. So, at this point, Ardor, are you going to do anything? Ardor?
I will time. Oh fuck!
Because you're currently sitting
This is
underneath
also-
the truck.
I know. Shit.
Are you going to do the super dumb but super brave plan of sneaking yourself onto the back of the truck?
No. I was gonna do the super dumb but still super brave, timing their runs and seeing if there's enough time that I can quickly go in, steal something, and run out.
Well, if we just want
Oh.
equipment, we can wait until they're gone.
But like, if we steal something that's semi-important, do
Oh,
we think that's
so-
semi-important?
Oh, something off the back of the truck, you mean? Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought you meant the rest. Yeah, okay.
Well, look, if you want to risk it, please go ahead. Make me a
Oh.
stealth roll, because this is
Actually-
pushing it a little further.
Hey, Ardor, do you reckon you can steal the truck? Can you drive a truck?
I could try.
Okay, that's not going to require a stealth roll. That's just going to require a drive. Education for
Yep.
failing of drive. So if you have an education of 1, 2, or 3, that's a +1. If you have 4, 5, 6, that's a +2. And add that to, I think it will be reflexes based.
Right, so I get a +1
Yep.
with my reflex.
And you can
Wait,
sink
wait,
as much
wait,
luck
that's
into this as you like.
Yeah, I'm good at 5 luck.
Is there a way to basically check to see if this is a good idea or not?
Well,
Well, I've got a plan.
Okay, before I do this, what is your plan?
It's quite simple. We don't have the firepower. We don't have any leverage. We don't have any weapons to fight this exec. What we do need is something to make him deal. So he's got a job to do, so we're going to steal his job. And then
whole bunch
use
of
that
people
as
come into the
leverage.
truck, clunk, 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 clunk. Whole bunch of people disappear back into the facility.
Right, I'm getting in the truck.
Okay, you get into the truck.
And then all I'm going to tell Juice is, where the fuck do you want me to go?
Head down the highway 3 miles.
Okay, please.
Highway 3 miles. Okay, make the roll.
Yeah, make
Um,
the roll.
Let's roll.
I would suggest
one
luck at this
big-
point. Lots
Yeah,
of
I
luck.
Is there any way for Cherie to work out if this is a smart idea or not, or is she literally rolling her head in her hands?
I have
21.
no idea yet. I mean, this could go either way. 21. All right. You managed to start up the truck, click it into gear, and get it rolling in the space of, I would say, about 10 seconds. Chunk out into the thing, turning into the cul-de-sac, heading out towards the main road of the T-junction.
We need a way to close those back doors quickly.
You manage to close the automated back doors. You've got the cameras. You see a collection of 6 people run out to the back of the thing as you turn out and into the road. So you're about here. Whoops, I've just put a blue square there. So stuff that. Yeah, so you've just hit there where the people are there. The exec and Wilson
Wait,
and
where the
Boris
people are?
have
We're
left.
shifting out
They're
of
at
the
the
way
front.
first.
have leapt off the, I don't even know what to call it, but the ledge. The
Loading
bay, thank you. And it started running after the truck as you go round the next corner. I should roll some dice to see how close they managed to get.
GTA, motherfuckers!
Shit. All right. So you turn that next corner and are heading along the straight stretch there. Deuce and Cherie, where the fuck are you?
Yeah, where are you?
Probably the abandoned building, I guess.
So we...
No, we are not anywhere even close to this that they ran past. We are shifting before he starts that. We're getting around out of this area so we can hide in Paneltown if need be.
Okay, so you're bootlegging down this towards the edge of Paneltown? All right. Ardor, when you hit the T-junction up here, are you going left or right?
Oh, where's the T-junction?
Are you going up the map or down the map? Yeah, there.
Yep.
Down. All right. You wheel it down. It's a straight stretch. It's
in that case, if he's coming past us, we may as well jump in the truck and...
Okay.
Wait, how close are they towards the truck?
Are we talking Deuce and Cherie, or are we talking...
No, the
Wilson?
6 people.
The 6 people.
Wilson.
All right. The four luggers are staying on the thing with the extraneous gear. Wilson and Boris are chasing down the truck as fast as they can. They are closing, and when you slow to take the corner safely, they close a lot more distance. You're on the stretch. I'm going to give them one more roll to try and capture the truck, or jump onto the back of it, basically, as you're starting to accelerate away. And Wilson grabs the back rim of the truck and starts pulling himself up onto it. Boris is just slipping back further and further, not making the distance.
Do I notice him going on towards the truck?
You have...
like in the rearview mirrors?
No.
Or like,
you have a full 360-degree camera and cyber linked. So you basically are the truck now. If you jack into it. And you can see out the back, and I've got all the cameras, and there's full 360-degree camera work around this vehicle.
How does the doors open and close?
You can automatically open and close them. They're basically a pair of things that swing out and swing in.
So if they swing out, will he have to make a roll to...
He will have to make an athletics roll to stay on, and I don't know what you roll. I'm just going to roll athletics for him. So
reflex?
For him, it's reflexes, but because you're controlling it from a machine perspective, it's more likely to be tech. But the doors swing open, and he grabs the vertical bar that usually is the manual lock on them, and starts climbing up that, and he's now hanging off the door as it's swinging open.
I close it.
All right. As it closes, they bang together, and he loses his grip and falls back onto the street. You have now hit the second intersection. You've got up a bit of speed at this point because you're flooring the truck. Deuce and Cherie, if you choose to jump onto the truck, I'm going to guess this is about He's getting up speed. It's about an 18 athletics roll to jump on, grab the side, and secure yourself.
No, just let him go. We can chat afterwards. We don't need to be with the truck directly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm flooring it. If they jump on, they jump on.
Okay,
At the moment, Boris doesn't know that we are connected to taking the truck.
Oh, yes, he does.
How?
I think it's a bit obvious.
Yeah, he's going to put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, he's not stupid.
He may not have proof, but he's sure as hell will, we're number one suspect.
Oh, yeah. And if you remember, the truck has a built-in tracking device.
Yep.
So, yeah. Anyhow.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're flooring it. You're finding somewhere safe and out of the way to park this truck. So I'm going to...
Yeah, but I want it...
Yep.
Fuck. Actually, no. I think I need to. In that area, I think I actually do need to slow down a bit to try and at least get juice on, because as you said, like, I collected all the tracking gear. I would know that they have tracking stuff on it,
Yes.
and that he'd be the one that could disable it. If Sherry also jumps on, that's a bonus, but Ardor is a very selfish person. He doesn't care. He wants the job done.
Yep. So,
And he's doing this for his own selfish needs.
Yep. Survival can do that. All right. So, how are you going to communicate to Deuce if you are doing that?
Agent, because we were on the agent when he told me to steal the truck.
Yeah, yep. Cool.
Would still be on it.
All right. So,
And I told him, I'm slowing down, jump on. If you tell Cherie to do that as well, it's
all
up
right.
to you.
Deuce, that's going to require a 14 athletics roll now. Because actually, no, it's 13 because it's 9, 13. I can't remember what the numbers are, but let's go with 13 for athletics. Spend luck as you see fit.
I'm going to use 2 points of luck.
Okay.
Can I assist by pulling my arm, like if I'm driving, like with myself, like with like the door open? Can I assist with my arm to try and grab him and pull him in?
That's without the luck, so I get the 13.
Brilliant.
Yep.
It's very close. Very close. Okay. Yep. And
Wow, I don't think you could have rolled lower almost.
Luck makes a difference.
Yeah.
So
Anyhow.
Cherie's going to carry on and have a chat with Mikhail at the pallet town.
Yep.
Things like that.
Yep, you can have a chat with Miguel while Deuce grabs the side pole of the truck. Ardor, you're able to automatically open up the passenger side door so he can climb in, but you can't actually help him directly.
Yep.
And you're in, and once you find somewhere clear, Deuce, you reckon you'll be able to go through and disable the tracking devices on this vehicle. I'll require a security tech roll from you once that happens. But switching over to Cherie, and if Deuce, you want to do that roll now, we'll get back to it later. Cherie, all right, you're in Pallet Town. Miguel, it's just he's
So
standing
yeah,
there.
first off, I'm basically picking up my jaw after basically seeing what just happened. It's like, good luck, guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to chat with the people.
Miguel walks up and says, "So, are you part of this?"
I don't know at the moment. I'm finding out.
All right. So, okay. I know you guys.
I don't know. I'm not with the tech guys over there, but that was a thing.
I can,
She's kind of doing it in a way to basically trying to get a better rapport with the guy, and improve her relationship with him.
Yeah. That's definitely a thing. He sort of looks at the truck and then sees Boris running along, and then slowly, as Wilson gets up, recovers, rubs the back of his head, comes down with a bit of blood on his hand, and Wilson turns around and heads back towards the Happy Valley Retirement Oasis. As Boris gives chase on foot.
She takes a photo and just sends it to
Actually,
Deuce
I'll send
and
a message to Cherie as well. Do you want to give Alice a bit of a heads up about the shitstorm that's about to happen?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so Miguel goes,
ETA, motherfucker!
I don't know what you guys have just done, but
I don't know what we've just done.
Neither do I, and I'm the guy that did it.
He looks sort of down the street towards where the truck's disappearing off in the distance as Boris puts a pathetic effort in onto chasing it. Says, if you want to dispose of any of that...
Spike's just chasing him.
Yeah. You go, but he's a big guy and he's not used to running. It's unfortunate, but anyhow, getting back to it, Miguel goes, look, if you guys happen to want to offload some of the hardware that you've just acquired, I know at least half a dozen netrunners in town, indicating behind him, who would love to get their hands on some of that gear.
That might be handy.
Did we
As
hear
soon as I
this
find
like
out
through
what-
the agent?
Sorry, Ardor?
Did we hear this through the agent?
Quite possibly, but it depends on Cherie.
It's like, as soon as I find out what's going on and what the plan is for that lot, I'm definitely having a chat with you. But right now, I think I need to let some people know what the hell just happened. So I can find out.
You did say you wanted the Militech stuff, and I asked around with the Spectres, the local stealth gang who do stuff. Two of them have got photos, and he digitally hands over a pair of photos of a standard Militech truck, but it's a cooler truck loading up bodies. And when I say bodies, I mean cryo-frozen bodies.
Mm-hmm. So I quickly am firing this through to Deuce and Ardor, but on our own encryption channel, not the company encryption channel.
Yep. But I'll let you just sort this out. But hey, you've got my number. Let me know, and I'll try and organise good money for this stuff.
Do you have somewhere where I can just take a seat out of view of the area for a little bit?
Come with me. Have a couple of donuts. And he leads you into Pallet Town. And basically, you've got those giant rotating panels that sit on a single shaft spire, right? And they're designed to angle and catch the sunlight and that sort of stuff and rotate. But when they break, what they do is they just angle them a little bit, hang tarpaulins around the edges, and turn it into a house. So you've got basically racks and racks of houses with all these tarpaulins wrapped around the outside, and it's basically almost a tent city, just with solid roofs.
So we're going to try and get a roughly good view on the area of,
so So do you want a view of the street, or do you want a view of the retirement village? Which one are you looking at?
Retirement village, if we can.
Yeah, that's fine. Follow me, come on. And he weaves your way, takes about a minute or two to weave your way through all these places. And he sets you up. There's the village, and you can see through the broken chain mesh fence that rings the cul-de-sac where the retirement village is. And it says, look, here, take a seat here. Maurice owes me a favour here, and look, he'll get you a coffee, okay? It's real coffee, okay? Trust me, real coffee. And so, look, I'm going to go see if I can chase up some people and see if we can organise some stuff and that to offload your problem. And he disappears off. A few minutes later, a large Mexican guy emerges with just wall-to-wall tats, a nice sleeved job, including the collar and the whole works. And you can see that sort of under his large floating jacket, and serves up what smells like the best coffee you've ever smelt. It's rich, it's dark, and he drops up a small little pitcher of milk. This is fresh from the cow, half an hour ago, and you can feel that it's still warm and it's got a thick layer of cream on top.
Yeah. So she pulls out. Out of character, which currency system is here?
Euros.
Euro bucks. Yeah.
Depending on who you talk to.
Yeah. So she pulls out the wallet for that. The universal gesture of how much do I owe you?
Miguel said, "It's good coffee for you. It's free. But if you want to support my family, €2."
She puts down a €5 note for him.
Thank you. Very, very nice. And he disappears off.
It's all good. But yeah.
And you sit there with your... Well, it's better than any coffee you've actually had in the corporate facilities ever. Company coffee is nowhere near this good. This is something that choice baristas would kill for. But anyhow, you're sitting over there watching the retirement... Not quite
a last meal, but close enough.
Sorry?
Not quite a last meal, but close enough.
The Wilson gets back there. is holding a handkerchief to the back of his head to staunch the bleeding. The other 4 technicians are grabbing stuff, stacking it up. Wilson makes a call, and then just takes a seat on the edge of the loading dock while other people bring stuff out. So they end up with probably a stack which is probably 3 foot across by 3 foot by about 3 foot high. So yeah, and that rolls over for another 10 minutes. A AV4 comes in, lands in just next to the loading dock. Everybody loads the stuff up. And
Are we able to add which AV4 that is? Who owns that one?
Oh, it will be a Digital Horizons AV4. He's not bothering to cover his tracks at this point. They load up the stuff, they go. Actually, unmarked AV4. Let's go with that one.
But we recognise basically the faded writing.
Yeah, the stickers have been ripped off, but you know it's a...
Seen it in the
You can
garage.
see the outline of the logo, let's say.
Yeah. So during that 10 minutes, basically she's going to update Alice
Yep.
and go WTF. She's going to send to Juice and Ardor WTF, 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 WTF.
I'm pretty sure within 10 minutes would be somewhere safe
Yes,
and
you are
starting
somewhere
getting
safe.
rid of the tracking. Yeah.
With Deuce's excessively high roll of 29, you've easily disabled the security system on there. Pulled it off into a small little bundle and probably handed it off to a bag lady who's going to have a very bad afternoon.
Yeah, it's okay with me.
It depends on what you want to do with it. But you've secured the vehicle.
Yep.
What are you going to do with it? It's a big fucking truck.
Yep.
We're gonna-
Drive it down to the docks.
Yep.
That way it won't
Do you
stand out
mention-
as unusual.
Okay.
I do mention the fact that Miguel has expressed interest in the wares on there.
Yeah. So I'll start a
Um,
conference call with everyone once we've got the tracking neutralized,
Yep.
and basically say, yep.
You know what? I'm going to use my streetwise,
Mm-hmm.
and I, instead of like when Juice tells me to go to the docks, I'm going to use my streetwise to think of a good place that would be able to hide just in case there's a better place.
Okay. All right. Well, moving back to the notes, make me a streetwise roll first up. And you are located just here. So
Yeah. It's pretty good.
21. That's, yeah. All right. So the Haywood Industrial Zone is the first thing that springs to mind. I mean, Pacifica Playground, look, given the gang violence down there, it's not particularly safe. And most of the stuff from Little Europe round to South Night City, yes, there are docks there, and they're the bigger docks that are well serviced, but they're also not that close. The Haywood Industrial Zone has a smaller dock centre just there, which you can easily get to. And with your streetwise roll, yes, you know one or two of the dock workers down that way who happen to partake in your parties for perseverance.
In Haywood?
In Haywood. Just on the north side of the industrial zone. So a little bit, yeah, about there.
The issue is our hideout was in the industrial zone.
The pink dash
So-
on the south side of the industrial zone, it's there. But there's sections of docks or loading areas scattered up and down Haywood because it's designed to handle, the industrial zone has one minor dock there, one minor dock at the other end of the industrial zone, designed to funnel all the stuff into there so they can load things up and have storage. There is a massive one in South Night City where I've just pinged. So it depends on what you're looking for.
Yep. The Hayward one does sound pretty good.
Yeah, the issue with the Haywood one is like, if Alice would tell the higher ups that they gave us a place in Haywood, so they would think, oh, we know that they would probably be around there. That'd be the first place that they'd look.
Actually, there is one place that's closer, Upper Marina, but that's mainly pleasure craft because it's right next to the exec zone. But on the far side,
I'm mainly looking for an area where tons of trucks come and go. So there's hundreds of trucks and one extra won't stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So any place like that.
If I do a pencil-based squiggle, because I would say you could pick anything along that side.
Along what side?
I just drew.
Along the west side of the main island.
Yeah.
Yep.
Opposite sides of the city.
Which one's more safer in my mind with the streetwise, Little Europe or South Night City?
Little Europe.
All right, we'll go to Little Europe.
Yep. In fact, just there, just north of the University District, is probably one of the best places you can go in there. It meets everything you've described. Yep, just there.
Yep.
So
Perfect.
you do have to drive across town, but it is, not that long, not that far. Which out of the two of you have the higher driving skill, if at all?
I have no skill.
Education? We'll leave it in Ardor's hands. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Ardor drives, Juice modifies and fixes and starts pulling stuff apart and working out how to what and why.
With that, I will probably put my body into, I'll neurojack myself into the vehicle.
Yep. So you jack into the vehicle so you've got full control over it?
Yep.
Okay. Look, at this point, I want to take a 20-second break because I need to go. All right, so getting back into it. Driven across the city, now what?
Has Sherry contacted Alice?
Because that was during the 10 minutes of them taking the truck and whilst they were pulling out the stacks before the VTOL arrived.
Yep. The AV4 picks up and leaves, and you do get a call from Alice and goes, Wilson's on my ass. What the fuck have you guys just done?
I'm actually not sure. Basically, I'm here on my own. And
sorry, Ardor and Deuce, you're not part of this conversation at this moment.
Yeah, so Cherie is playing dumb slightly.
Okay.
At the moment. She's acting, playing dumb, going, yeah, everyone just disappeared, and then the truck started, and basically people started running. I'm trying to work out what's going on.
Okay. I can't reach the others. Can you find out what the fuck's going on and get back to me? Because, yeah, I don't want Wilson on my ass about this because it's not good.
Yeah. I can believe it.
I can try and use it as leverage to get more info out of him, but I don't know what he's up to, and he's not going to tell me, I don't think.
Yeah, and if you get contact with them before I do, please let me know, because I'm kind of a bit stranded here. Would you mind actually sending out basically a corporate vehicle for me? Because I'm kind of basically stood here twiddling my thumbs going, what the hell?
Okay, I've got Pathfinder, who I'm going to be employing from now on, so I'll send him out to pick you up. That's the new character, but they're not here today, so just make use of them anyway. And yeah, he should be 10-15 minutes away.
Because out of character, what I plan to do is have Pathfinder with the corporate marked vehicle we drive up into the Happy Valley area as planned, as we arranged, so it looks like we're arriving on the correct time scale. That thing. So it's like we're not hiding that we're coming. It's
You're obvious.
making it look like
All right.
I'm not the fact that I'm literally just 10, 15 meters away, basically on the thing.
Yeah. So, Pathfinder lands and collects you and then drops you at the Happy Valley. He is just going to stay in the vehicle and do the vehicle thing.
Down the road. Yeah. So it picked up down the road, came up.
All right. Picks up off the road, heads over a little bit, drops down, lets you out. They will wait there in the vehicle while you do what you need to do.
So it's Wilson and everyone around at the moment, because obviously I did this far enough away that it's not noticeable that he did
Wilson and
hot job.
all his lackeys have gone. Boris is somewhere out there, probably being picked up most likely. But the roller door is down, but the security system is shot. They didn't bother locking it up as they left.
Carefully checking for cameras, and because I'm guessing the dead zone is still here. Checking for cameras, checking for things, basically making it look like she's got an appointment to come in. Hello, knock, knock, knock.
Yep.
Things like that, and going in the roller door.
When you look at the cameras coming into the place, you notice actually on the camera unit itself, there's a blob of paint over the surface of it, sort of a black reflective paint. Looks like somebody's just gobbed them, all of them, as they've come in. But you're able to walk up to the roller door and you notice the security cameras are being disabled. You can't hear anybody in the facility.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a test to pull up. Like sometimes if they're being turned off, unlocked, you can just manual them. They're just an ass to move them.
Yeah, it flows up. It moves the bottom bit moves, that far very easily, and then you have to get it and actually lift it. But you're able to actually move the thing up, and then on the inside you can wheel the chain to get it out of the way.
Yeah. I'm doing the acting to make it look like I'm supposed to be there.
Yep.
And I'm checking for security, and I'm not getting caught out like last time.
Just in here, in this first part of the facility that you've actually looked at, and I'll just move across so I can talk about each of the pieces as we go through them.
So be on the lower one, because that's the ground floor.
Yep. So basically this room has the IT node is still sitting in the corner. The panel is closed on it, but it looks like it's been opened with a crowbar. All the cryo tanks, as you walk into this area, basically down one side there's a whole rack of cryo tanks. They're all empty. On the other side there's the two doors, one into the med lab, the other into a corridor. Above the first two racks of cryo things, there's another two racks higher up, but they are all empty, and that's where the Militech names were. So they've all been cleared out. The door into the corridor is open, and all the doors have basically been thrown open. The door just beyond it was the door marked security, and the room's still, we've got a light on in there. The double doors into the med lab are basically, and you can see a standard array medical facility that's got a table for setting up people for cryofreeze, all that kind of stuff. And then the door through to the back is open, and in there you can see basically a large open IT area. The four central pillars that you noted last time that had the AI infrastructure in them, they have been stripped down and are gone. There is a 40-foot shipping container at the far back of the wall that has generators built into it. That's actually still just ticking over, because looks like it's running off power from that, as opposed to the actual facility itself. It's the local power's been disabled. And then the server racks, basically what they've done is they've grabbed the data servers from the closest to the door here, where you've just sort of peered through, and have stripped those off, and they've stripped off about 3 of them.
So there's still some tech in here.
Oh, there's bucket loads of tech. I mean, we're talking probably thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars worth of data equipment. Is it useful for a netrunner? Probably not. but we're looking at this is larger scale IT infrastructure.
So, as I've been doing this, I have been recording, so everyone else can find stuff that she's not found and things like that. But she's looking over, doing explore as if she's supposed to have a meeting here, an appointment.
Well, there's nobody inside. You can move as you choose within the facility.
She's just having a.
I'm just going to remind you, you've only got 20 minutes worth of brain dance stuff that you can record before you run out of data space to do so.
I thought it used to be an hour.
That was the old stuff, but because this is the entire body sensation stuff, I think 20 minutes is more reasonable.
So she's going through a quick jog through.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, she goes in, has a little scan around without being active.
Yep.
She goes back to the entranceway and turns on and then does a sweep through the building.
So a clear data sweep to pick up whatever's going on. All right, as you're doing your initial sweep, what are you looking for and what rooms are you checking?
Basically, checking for people, checking for security.
No people, no security. All the cameras have been blobbed.
I'm looking for if there's a secondary layer of security.
Okay, in the security office, which is this one just here, there is basically a small data recorder, a small rack-mounted PC that's probably about 3 foot high, 2 foot across, 2 foot deep. But all the stuff in there has been ripped out. The camera screens are still up, but all they're doing is showing black, except for the ones on the second story, which are showing the office space and that sort of stuff. There's nobody in the facility whatsoever that you can see for that second level. So that's all you pick up on that initial sweep. Is there anything else you're looking for while you do this? And what rooms will you be checking out as you go through and then do your brain dance observations?
So the lower ones, probably. The upper ones...
Do you want me to go over the rooms again?
I'm just trying to think if I've got security as in to be able to turn the things off so it's not visible that she's going for a wander through.
Oh, well, look... make me a security tech roll, difficulty 9, to find the off switch.
But she doesn't have security, but she does have bureaucracy, which probably is not enough. And tech is only 4.
Well, what's your education at?
Education, intelligence +3, intuition.
Okay, so education is 3, that it's +1 for everything. So you've got 5. It's a 50-50 chance. Maybe a bit better. Say 60-40.
All right, so how do I roll that one?
So just roll a dice for me, because you've got a base of 4. You're looking for 9. No, base of 5. You're looking for 9. So yeah, 12. That's fine.
Well, that's initiative.
Yeah. But you
sorry.
did
Oh no, it's still the same.
Yeah, that's good. That's fine. You find the off switch to this complicated piece of technology. And you're able to get free range of the facility now. With the roll you did get, this automatically has a tape backup that captures the last hour of whatever's been going on. And that is located upstairs in the IT office.
We'll definitely try and pick that up.
I'll assume you picked that one up.
Yeah, sending a message to Deuce. I think we've got burners probably because we're being hit enough with this at the moment.
Well, if we didn't, I was planning on picking up burners.
We're probably enough. The fact we're basically going off grid slightly. Yeah. Have some burner phones with our own encryption one to say, look, I'm here. Do you want me to quickly get anything and things like that?
Any of their internal communications? So, like, if there's an email server?
You won't know what it looks like, but hey, you can pick up a server. That would have email on it, wouldn't it?
Like, she's on the message with a video phone going, I see black boxes with cables, black boxes with cables, black boxes with cables. What does a fucking email server look like?
Okay.
Turning it off and turning it on again.
I've already turned it off.
You could
It's
hit-
probably going to be too difficult to explain over the phone.
Yes. But the thing is, there are the corporate's PC in her office, Bridges, which may have personal emails on it that you can nab and then break. There is the IT manager's stuff. There's probably Arculus's and Reverb's machines, which might be located around here somewhere.
Mikhail was basically putting some phone details out to some net runners for basically some equipment, yes?
Sorry, who was?
Mikhail. Pallet
Miguel.
Towns.
How far away is Mr. Fix?
Mr. Fix is in Watson, which is probably half an hour on foot, or let's see. Miguel's just next door. Mr. Fix is up near where the red dot says terminal is. So he's probably, I would guess, about a 20 minute drive. It's currently sitting
I'm
around
thinking
his-
to actually.
Sorry?
I'll tell.
I'm thinking to actually ask Miguel to basically look. We've got the equipment here. I need help grabbing kit. I don't know what the stuff is. If you can supply some guys to basically pull what's needed, I'm sure the other stuff can be bought with a little bit of payback later.
We come in, we grab stuff, and deal.
You're grabbing stuff for us because I don't know which is which. Deuce will talk to your guys about what we need.
Okay.
We can work on that.
Yeah.
All right. Here's
The
the number.
security turned off.
Miguel goes, here is the number, conference call with the netrunners. We'll be there in 30 seconds.
So basically, I patch Deuce in because I am.
Yep.
This is not my area of expertise, but I can make personal connections with people and put people in connection with people.
Yep. So you make the conference call. Initially, there are 5 netrunners on the conference call along with Miguel. About a minute later, there's another 20 people on the conference call, all apparently netrunners. And what you see, Cherie, is basically the first 6 people rock up to the door of the facility. One of them cuts through the wire. Actually, no, wait, there's a... one of them cuts through the wire and gets to an external door.
Makes it look like it's a break-in.
And then one of the others gets a sledgehammer, smashes the handle off the door, and the crowbars their way in. And basically those 6 people pour in. About 20 seconds behind them is another 20 people who come in, and the netrunners basically move into the giant server room with all the data stuff and start disassembling things and handing it off to people as they disassemble. They're basically ransacking the place.
Bunch of Sherpas.
Yes.
So
And we've got our own crew who are basically putting stuff off to the side for us safely elsewhere.
Well, the netrunners aren't exactly checking it; they're just grabbing hardware because they think that somebody's going to come down on this site really quick, and they best collect and go.
Yeah. So I'd explain to Miguel that we're after the data, not the hardware.
Mm-hmm.
So once we've got the data, they can keep the extra hardware, but you need to make sure that none of that data goes missing. So talk to your people, work out who has what.
Yep.
So that we can copy stuff off and go from there.
Okay, give me a list of what you want because, if they find useless stuff, they want to be able to blanket and use it. I know these people. That's what they were asking for. But yeah, sure, not a problem.
Communication, emails, project reports, operational information.
Okay, all right. So can do. I'll make sure it happens. And look, we'll work out compensation for this because hell yeah. We owe you.
Happy to make people happy. We're running on time. We secure the gear. We can chat about negotiations later and work from that.
But Sherry, while you're upstairs, you do secure the Bridges' personal, I want to say laptop, but device.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stuff that's obvious for basically Juice can basically go that item on the desk there, that item on there, grab into the bag, grab and bag.
Yeah. So you secure that. You do also secure Reverb's data terminal, which is when one of the people pick it up and inspect it, it issues smoke quite rapidly, and before bursting into flames.
Booby trap.
Yes, pretty much.
Yep. Makes sense. Actually, there's one
gonna
more
be a
thing
lot
that
more
I'll ask
careful.
for.
Sorry?
If there is a dedicated backup server,
Yes.
then if we can get access to that.
There is a dedicated backup server sitting in the IT office. There are also daily backup tapes of all critical stuff.
Yeah.
Cherie's basically going around being guided by Deuce. She's got a hand trolley and she's just picking stuff up and putting it in. She's not being exactly perfectly gentle with cable. She's not wiggling out. She's just
Yep.
yanking.
So you're in the middle
Unplug and go.
Yep. You're in the middle of this grab and go.
Had a
Pathfinder
head start.
does pipe in and say, look, Night City PD are about 5 minutes away at this point. Somebody is signaled a break-in to them. And, I heard this across the radio chatter. So we will need to go.
Yes, we do. Because wouldn't they be delayed the fact this is an information blackout area?
Well, yes, but the blackout's being lifted.
Yep. Because they've gone now.
Yes. So, look, we need to go and tell your...
He follows the directions of the others.
Yeah. And the gyrocopter only has enough space for one person plus the gear you're carrying, so can't go with too much. Miguel says, thank you very much. And this, about half of the data center has been stripped bare in the preceding 10-15 minutes that you've got. And at this point, the Netrunners and Miguel go, we have each other's numbers. I'll get back to you with the details as soon as my people find out something. And
is there a way to judge intentions to make sure they're not giving us guff?
Yeah, sure. It's called human perception. And Miguel's being straight up with you.
Play this. And I take it then they're also being straight up with Miguel as well.
Yep. Cool. All right.
We get out of there.
Okay, you bug on out and you're flying across Night City. Where are the three of you going to meet up? Or four of you, I suppose.
First off, I've got to find out where I'm being dropped off. Because I'm following Miguel's crew. Because they're on their chopper, isn't it?
No, Miguel's crew are on foot and about to head back to Paneltown with all this gear after staging a break-in.
Oh, this is Pathfinder.
You're with Pathfinder on the gyro, and the gyro's just taken off and is heading across Night City to, I don't know where. Where is he taking you? Ardor?
Make it look like we're heading back to company Digital Horizon. I was thinking Data Prime for some reason. Make it look like we're heading back to Digital Horizon, but we'll obviously veer off somewhere.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want to meet where the truck is, mainly because I don't know who this new guy is.
Yep.
And Sherry stayed behind. I don't know what she's up to, so...
Yeah. Distrust is welcome, but...
Ardor, do you reckon you can get a couple of your guys to keep an eye on the truck for a few hours?
That's a good question. You said that I party with those two guys. Do I have their contact?
Yes, of course you do. You also have members of your congregation's contacts, and could draw on one of those in a moment's notice with a simple, charismatic inspiration roll. Inspiration, leadership, whatever it's called these days.
Yeah. Rocker Boy
Charismatic
skill.
impact. Yep.
Yeah.
Shit. That's a
So slap down some impact.
Just a 4. I will do that to. Yep.
Because we just need a couple of bodies who aren't connected to the corporation.
Yep. So,
and I mean, if I have a cult, they basically would just be like of all my fans.
Yeah.
Man,
So-
my fans are all
So make me the roll.
druggies. So.
And we'll see how many we get on site. Yeah. Okay. You get 4 people who are willing to... 2 people, actually. Yeah, 2. Because it's more than just the 1, which you'd need an 8 for, and not quite the 12 that you'd need for more. So, yes, you get 2 people who are willing to... and have the time to come up right out and show their dedication for perseverance. And do so within short order, too.
Also, and I'll after I have the phone call and do my spiel about how much they'd be helping the cult by guarding this treasure of reverence, or
Yep.
or that, I'd learn how long they're going to take, and then I'd go, all right, thank you, my child, and hang up, and then I'd tell Juice how long they'll be.
Away. They're both about 5 minutes away. One from the University District, one from your little Europe.
Right? I go and tell Juice that after I hang up, and I'll just be like, they'll be here in 5 minutes.
Now,
Man, how do people fall for that shit? It seems to work, man.
They want to basically be special and be part of something different rather than the humdrum of their daily lives.
they want to be part of something greater. They want to persevere into the future. They want to deeply understand what it is to be human.
I guess I can't really talk. I had the same thing and I joined the military, so can't be too much different.
Yeah. It's not what you can do for your country, but it's what you can blow up. Now, you can take the cab and just drive the front of the truck somewhere else and leave the container securely deposited somewhere. Or you can leave the whole rig where it is and come back to it later.
I'd suggest leave the rig where it is so that we can move it quickly if we need to.
All right, bingo. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep. So, from this point, where do you want to meet up?
How about going to University District?
All right. So, Night City University.
Or I'd say at the edge of Little Europe, so that we're close, but we're not too close.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure there's cafes and bars we can...
buckets of little ones. What kind of flavored bar would you like?
Also, while they're deciding that, I've been making contact with people we contacted yesterday to try and do a lot of work for us. Just checking in to let them know that we're still interested, details, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Not a huge
Not
amount of
that's
time.
well known to fixes.
So you, sure, you're contacting fixers to chase up potential.
With Fixer, because he was doing digital search for us.
Yep.
The guys.
So you're talking to Mr. Fix about what they're chasing up.
Yeah.
And basically the guys who are in Digital Horizons, who are checking stuff for us. Basically just touching base with everyone to make sure that they're still on track.
Okay, cool. All right, so that'll take a few minutes. But yeah, Mr. Fix is basically, excuse me, very Flemish. I should be Dutch. Yeah. So Mr. Fix has not found anything yet, but he's got a couple of promising leads that he wants to check that they've got stuff that we can use. As to the stuff in people in Digital Horizons, I cannot remember what they were chasing. Do you guys remember?
I think it was internal, what was going on internally, who
Internal
was
documentation.
going over who whatever, and things like that.
All right. Because as far as people within Digital Horizons know, internally there's not much going on. No, not that. Yeah, they're still trying to sort out the fallout from the Militech thing and wanting to try and deal with that. Now, I know the tech was chasing something for you guys, but I can't remember what it is, and I put it in the back of the folder. So... Oh, wait, yeah, Burgle. Alright, so, yeah, Mr. Fix was chasing Burgle, who was doing the van run, and, yeah, it appears that, yeah.
And I've still got the 12 o'clock appointment to make with the guys coming to the chop shop, cyber chop shop.
No, the 12 o'clock appointment, as far as I know, is with Alice, who is meeting with a Militech guy. Burgle is the guy from the chop shop who drives the van round and drops off stuff, and is the person who organised the contacts with Greenworks and Pentagrow was Reverb. That's what Burgle's been able to tell Mr. Fix. And then in terms of the internal stuff, I don't think the guys have actually turned up anything useful. Oh yeah. They've actually managed to find the address of these where those calls up came from the facility, and it appears to be going out to Mark Kettle's organ farm, which is out far past Estacado, actually Templeston, California, which is about half an hour out of town.
We've heard that before.
Yes, you have.
Yes, we have.
Name.
But it appears
Do we
somebody
remember
from
where
the
we've heard it
facility was calling via an encrypted channel, a uniquely encrypted channel every time, Mark Kettle's organ farm on what would say a daily basis. Whereas Burgle, the guy doing the body run, would sweep by once a week, grab some stuff, and stop via Greenworks, Pentagrow, and the Phoenix Tech place to drop off parts, let's say. Because as we all know, dead is dead, parts is parts, and dead guys is parts.
Also, just going to take a second just to go away. It's 9 o'clock. I need to go feed the cat.
Okay. So as they're flying across, Dusanador, you've settled into a cafe in Little Europa. It's an Italian coffee house that does a wonderful mix of bubble teas, as you'd taste in, say, Vietnam.
I was going to say the well-known Italian dish, bubble tea.
Yes, yes. It's the fusion fuel capital of the world.
I'll have the spag bowl bubble tea.
Oh, beautiful. It's served up. It's a sort of meaty red dish. The little bubbles are little bubbles of real meat TM.
Yeah.
Available from almost every hardware store that you can think of. And at this point, I think it's hitting about 11 o'clock during the day. We have covered all of that.
I'd probably give Alice a call on the burner phone.
Yep.
And basically, yeah, just... So, how's the fallout from your side?
What the fuck have you guys done? Wilson is... Well, he hasn't been physically violent at me because he's not fucking here.
Do you Okay, well, you've got the power to make this right. So,
You have the technology, right? You have the stuff.
yes, we have it secured.
All right.
So,
So I have a
we
point
can
of
deliver it
negotiation.
so that... Do you know who Wilson's boss is? Who he reports to?
Wilson's boss is the head of special operations. Hello, kitten. I'm being attacked by kittens. That's enough.
So you get attacked by cats just after I was being maneuvered by my cat to basically feed them.
Yeah, she's already been fed.
Yeah.
But this is a cat wielded by my child. Anyhow.
So is that a weapon of mass distraction?
Yeah, well.
Cute distraction.
Okay, so after all that, I've completely forgotten the question.
Talking with Alice and saying whether... So, would it help your position if you deliver these goods directly to Wilson's boss? I know there's always infighting with the corporates. Can you earn points that way?
Yes. But the critical thing is we also need to sort out the meeting with Militech. It's like an hour away. I've got a favour to repay for them, and you will be doing it. But yes, I can definitely do that. If you give me the location of the stuff, I will make sure that it is put to great use and that we can get what we need out of it.
Because we've only got a couple of days until our trial, and I would be far more comfortable if that trial never happened, if the charges were withdrawn.
Yes, well, it might be better to go for a negotiating point with Mr. Gates or Clinton.
And we're not going to hand over anything until after that's done.
Until we get some assurance.
Okay.
Well, we want some
negotiated.
assurances. Yeah, we want some assurances first.
Clinton Gates.
We're bringing this
All
to
right.
you so that you can get some benefit out of it too.
Yes.
So we want to make sure we're covered and you're covered.
Okay. I'm going to have a conversation with Gates and so see what we can line up and get the charges dropped against you.
Yep.
If you could split off some of the data stuff and have it available as a peace offering, doesn't need to be too much, a couple of cores, that'd be fine.
Do you need that in 1 hour's time, or is this for meeting with your bosses?
Well, I'm not going to... I've got this meeting with my, Militech is preordained. I've got to do that in an
Separate.
hour.
Yep.
But
Yep.
3 hours time, as long as that's set up somewhere that you can dead letter drop to me, I can then pass on to them, and they can show it's a work of good faith. Then we can actually do some hard negotiating. All right.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we'll play it that way. But yeah, so you. Okay, weird noise behind me. Yeah. So I will see you, and it gives you an address in the Glen. Make sure the three of you, all four of you are there, including Pathfinder, because there's something I need you to get sorted tonight, and you'll be out of town for a day. So yeah, it's got to be organised that way. But yeah, ditch the phone, and I will. If you need to contact me, try one of these two numbers, and palms you to what you assume to be burner agents or burner phones.
Yep.
And that's where the call ends, I suspect. All right. So, you're still sitting in Little Europe. Cherie, Pathfinder, or you and Pathfinder receive a location in Little Europe that you can fly to. You park on a nearby rooftop, getting the...
Oh, I throw out my burner phone as well.
Okay.
And I'll be back in a second. I'll still be able to hear.
Yep, cool. You land on the rooftop of a nearby parking lot, pay the fee to park, and spiral down and arrive at a small Italian cafe serving a wonderful range of bubble teas, including a spag bolognese one that Deuce is currently eating.
Hey, it tastes like the spag bowl from the 7-Eleven. I've had worse. You should try the beef stroganoff MREs. They are tragic.
I don't mind the MREs too bad. I grew up with them.
Yeah.
Actual and out of character, basically military brat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, God.
So
Broke me with the bubble tea.
I'm sorry.
So, Sharif, I've made the play with Alice. She's going to use our cargo as leverage. I figure it's going to be one of two ways. If she's successful, the cargo will be leveraged to Wilson's boss. If she's unsuccessful, we're going to be leveraged to Wilson.
Understood.
So we're hoping we've done everything we can to put it in her favor. If you hear anything from the inside, if you've still got contacts in the company,
I've got 1, 2, or 3, or 4, or 5.
try and build up Alice for the next couple of days, so that she can duke it out with Wilson and not get destroyed.
So basically, she needs info and she needs backup.
Yep.
Well, we're going over Wilson's head to his boss, which is going to
Maybe
make
sell
him
the
look...
cargo and leave town.
It's too bad you don't know a nomad to hide you out in the wilderness.
One of the problems with that is,
Well, we've got the location of nomads.
the corporation has
Hecate.
installed some cyberware in us. I wouldn't put it past them putting some dubious little additions into that as well.
Yeah, it's something you can call Boomtown. Anyhow, so it's now rolled round to about 11:30. You have time to get over to the meeting at. I need a bar name or a place name.
Wasn't it
The
going to
bar
be
name is...
Let's go the Southside Vomitorium,
Okay.
serving the best cocktails in town.
What is their definition of town? Just the size of their walls?
Well, it's a loose definition of town. Let's go with that. Nobody goes there for the drinks anyway.
Wait!
Sorry?
Oh, damn, I threw out my burner phone. I could have contacted the doc and see if he could do surgery to get rid of our bad stuff.
If he knew what he was looking for, possibly. But he's called Doc Zero for a reason. Because his
Is that his
ability to do
survivability rate?
surgery is 0.
Yeah.
He's really good at the cryo. He can do the cryotanks, but he's really good at the pharmaceuticals.
I thought his fatality rate was 0.
Fatality, survivability, you can get confused between those two.
Yeah. I'm probably going to
But
be
you might
over
have
at
contacts.
the truck.
Sorry?
I was just going to say, I'm probably going to be over at the truck trying to extract the data for Alice. So I'll start working on the... Because the meeting was just with the driver, wasn't it?
Well, the Militech meeting is that she wants you all at. Is
Oh, she wants us at the Militech meeting?
Yeah. Well,
Oh, sorry. I thought there was...
She's talking to a Militech rep. But she does want you to pair out a couple of the data cores and have them available in a location so that she can access them and hand them over as a demonstration of good faith.
Yeah. Make sure I can get that to happen then.
Yep. So you can get that sorted beforehand. Sorry, Ardor, you said something that I missed?
The doc might have contacts
Zero
that
might
can do
have
surgery.
contacts that can do surgery.
Well, yes, he's officially trained in the local Night City University medical facilities. He's proud. He's put the piece of paper up on the wall. It's not written in crayon.
So, like, I will turn to Juice and Sherry, like, before Juice has, like, wait, are we at the cargo truck? Or are we still in the cafe?
You're still at the cafe. It's about 11:30. You have time to duck to the truck, grab some things, and then head over to the meeting at Militech if you want to. You still have the two guys standing by the truck, keeping an eye on things. So it depends on what you're looking for to do at this point.
I'll tell them to let's go back to the truck for the time being, and then I'll talk to them about a possible plan.
Well, on the way,
counter plan.
Okay, you're heading back to the truck. You're on foot. You have a chance to talk about the plan. So what's the plan?
I said, like, I can contact Doc Zero, see if he knows any surgeons, and the stuff that they might have implanted, because we wouldn't know officially, but, like, everyone knows that corporations do that kind of stuff. That we could possibly get surgery to get that stuff removed, sell all the gear, and just take the truck to a different city in a different state and cash all the thing. And then it's just Digital Horizons and Miltech's problem.
Who would we sell the stuff to? It's pretty niche sort of gear.
Well, I have the two contacts down at Haywood.
Yeah, this is, like, to be getting much use for it, apart from just as some sort of weird hack job hit bash together for its processing power, you'd be dealing probably with a corporation or a fixer who's going to sell it on to a corp. Because there's not many other ones that need AI tech.
Yeah.
Or AI cores.
Well, you don't have a fixer in the group.
No, we do not.
And the only real corporate contact you have is Digital Horizons.
Yeah.
But I'd still suggest that maybe we should look for a surgeon just in case, so that they can't plan a nasty surprise after they've done using us. Because we just kind of brought a lot of shit on us for this leverage.
Yes.
Oh, this is not, compared to some of the shit that I saw go down when I was working for Militech, this is lightweight. Like,
yes, but that also means that we're easily expendable.
Yeah, but the thing I've found, there's not much I know about the corporate life, but there's one thing and one thing alone that I've found. We're all line items on a list with a number next to us. It's either positive or negative. We're either an asset to the company or a liability. And at the moment, they've invested money on us. They want to get a return on that investment. So if we can show that we are an asset, we can get things done. And we are willing to go the extra mile, I think we're still going to be shown as being an asset.
Yep.
I'm not agreeing that necessarily they should, but as long as we give the appearance that we're an asset, I think we'll be okay.
Well, then I'll still say that we should probably look at least to possibly getting these things removed, just in case we become that liability.
Yeah. But personally, I'm not going to rely on some half-baked doctor to cut me open.
Well, he probably has contacts with other people. He is a doctor.
And Doc Zero isn't half-baked, he's completely baked.
Completely baked.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Baked
But,
or baked?
Sorry?
Is he baked or is he baked?
Baked. Yes.
He's a potato.
He sampled a little too much of his own produce.
Yeah. If we can find a good one there who's willing to do some work off the books, great.
Well, you'll have to then locate, persuade a doctor. That's fine.
Yeah.
Anyhow, you head back towards the truck. What are you doing at the truck before you head on to this meeting that you've got to make?
I'm gonna try and get the sign of good faith.
So you pull out one of
So,
the cores,
part-
it's, a box. There's no case to put it in. You'll need something.
Do we need the physical core? Is that what was expected, or just like a data mirror of the what's there? Or?
It wasn't exactly obvious, but basically, either a small rack-mounted data core or something equivalent thereof.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, in the gyrocopter, of course, Cherie had all the stuff lifted from the facility, including Bridges' laptop, personal device, plus the backup server and the email server. So you have a whole scale of backups and stuff that are going to take time and technicians to go through.
Yeah.
So if you want to do that, you can, or you can try passing it off to Alice and get Alice to organise someone to do that for you.
At this stage, I think it'd be good for us to do it ourselves.
Yep.
So that we're still useful.
Well, you can control what's going on better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, okay, I get that.
So I reckon we get the stuff from the gyrocopter into the back of the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Take one of the cores, one of the AI servers, and if that's man portable, bring that.
The AI servers are basically 3 foot by 3 foot square and sit about 10 foot high. They weigh about half a ton, but they're worth $1.5 million euro on the corporate market.
To the right customer.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the data cores are basically
for Victor.
About half a foot high by 2 foot by 2 foot. And they hold, racks and racks of hard drives and information stuff.
Yep. So I'll, grab one of them, have a bit of a look through to see what type of information it has.
It's chunks and chunks of personality profiles.
Yep.
High detailed brain scans with neurological information.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know that Juice is doing this?
Well, you can see Juice doing this.
Yeah.
All right, I'll tell him.
Plugging into the
make backups.
Yeah, if I've got enough storage, I will. Yep. I'll do that as we're traveling over. So I'll try to get one of the.
Well, we won't be traveling over by the truck.
Well, you'll be.
No. I'm taking this with us, and I'll put it onto my cyber deck.
The crappy old cyber.
I'll try and get a core which has one of the former Militech officers.
None of the cores do. Each core holds about somewhere between 5 and 50 personality profiles. They all seem to be low mid-level corporates who have passed on due to old age. The general age of the consensus is somewhere between 65 and 100. Some have more free space than others because they haven't been completely used yet, but basically there are high-res, high-detail neuroscans that are designed to replicate a personality, and this personality matrix seems to be loaded into one of the data cores and emulates that individual.
So, if there's any ones there that are even low-level Militech ones, I'll bring that core in preference. Otherwise, I'll just grab one of them, whichever one.
You managed to find one that has a single bottom-rung Militech employee on it, and a whole bunch of other random corporate exec types, and that's it.
Yep.
As to doing backups, if you had, you could fit one of them onto your cyber deck, but your cyber deck would not be able to do anything else because it's a massive amount of data.
Yep. I'll probably get the sort of the highlights of a couple of the ones there. So, if that's possible.
When you say highlights, what are you looking for? You can get names and a bit of personal information.
Yeah, so at
but you
least
won't be
that
able to-
sort of thing for. Yeah.
Okay, but you won't be able to grab any details of the personality because it's a fairly complicated neurological matrix.
Yeah.
So, you copy some of the basic information. That's tiny in comparison. You can get the, I suppose, the file allocation table recording all the information on the system. Done. And that takes 30 seconds. It's not particularly complicated.
Yeah.
And then you head over to Southside Vomitorium. The place is a slot car racing bar where the drinks come round on little slot cars and you slug them back. They are a brand of locally produced gin and aviation fuel. The kind that would make you go blind. The kind that was commonly distilled and served in Militech-based facilities when you're out on the field with not much access to real alcohol.
Yeah.
Henceforth, its name. It's actually got some fancy Eastern European kind of name, but somebody's crossed out and just gone Southside Vomitorium, and that's what everybody calls it.
Yep.
Located at one of the private booths, you can see Alice, and across from them is a older grey-haired gentleman with 4 arms. And I'm not talking about the size of these things, I'm talking multiples of these things. Alice waves you over and says, "Look, take a seat with me." All right, Hydra, we're now ready to begin. Pulls out a disc about that big, places it, presses a button on top. Hydra does the same, and you get this sort of radio static vibe encompassing the area as this is a slight pop, crackle, and random noise generators kick into play. All right. Hydra goes, all right, so you want to know about the contracts that Militech had with the Happy Valley or Retirement Oasis people. All right. Look, I've got documentation here, and he pulls out a stack of paper about that thick. They're the profiles of the people of what we have on the facility. And as you know, you owe me for tonight. That's what the price is. But basically, to give you the brief shot, we pay them for contract to keep our people on ice before they die, and so we can access them. As far as the contract goes, they are not allowed to access them. But because of your people's actions, we know they've been doing remote access at some point. And we know somebody's been interrogating them, extracting secrets from higher level execs. It's not upper echelon, but it's higher than we'd like. All right. Now, you also asked about that guy Arculus who worked there. Now, Clinton paid for the collection of Arculus. That I've got the contract details of. Somebody else paid for the disposal of Arculus. So somebody got hold of Clinton's contract and modified it to say disposal. Now it wasn't Clinton. I know that because I've got all his contact logs. But I think it may have been Bridges who organised the kill team to take him out. But there's no guarantee on that. Now, in the file you'll find the security details that we have on Bridges and Hector, and Reverb's military file. Now, getting to the case in point, over on facility number 37, there's an AV4 that's been stripped for parts. It's done its military service, it's done its duty for the country, all that kind of stuff, but it's going to be stripped down and disposed of. Now, by the end of the day, they'll stripped off all the weapons and it's still functional. But I owe the Khan Shipping Consortium a favour. So, your people are to collect that and deliver it out of town, which is why Pathfinder's here. But it's got to be off the books. I don't want any people dead on site because it always looks bad for business, but they can't know it's happening either. So this information is worth that happening, and he puts his hand on the paper, slides it over, and lifts it off. Do you agree?
Is he looking for Alice for a response or all of us?
And well, Alice goes, yeah, and speaks for you, and draws it over.
Yeah.
Slides the paperwork over to probably Cherie, who's sitting closest, and says, all right. And of course, you obviously can't give us any more information. And he goes, yeah, sorry, no, but I'm feeling the need to get shit-faced drunk. I'm going to sit here in this bar for the next 2-3 hours, and I've just happened to have dropped my card. And he drops a Militech credit card. Now, for any purchases under €2,000, it doesn't bother checking PIN numbers or authorizations, but it will take photos. If something happens to get purchased on my card while I'm shit-faced drunk in this hellhole, not my problem.
I will say, if we do this, how would it go for our trial and getting that placated?
Look, I've got no connection with that part of Militech. The contact between Clinton and the others over there, I don't have any sway in. I'm not part of that business side of the business. I'm doing procurement, disposal, that kind of stuff. I'm not doing cold storage, let's say. It's not my area.
So, as an out-of-character thing, do we know who Clinton is? Can't remember
Clinton
that.
is the person who runs the Happy Valley Retirement Oasis.
Okay.
He's
And
the
also,
guy... Sorry? He's also
Go
the
ahead.
one that showed up with the Militech lawyers to make Cherie's life hell.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he was doing a scorched earth or something. Or
Yeah, pretty much. He was basically trying to
clearing house.
clear house and make sure things were good. But the thing is that he paid Militech to secure Arculus, not kill him. Somebody else has changed the docket on the books for that one.
Oculus is dead at the
Did we
moment.
save Oculus, or am I thinking of someone else?
Arculus was the head of security who you guys saved, and he gave you some information and then fucked off and basically went to ground. And he may contact you later if he can be bothered or if things look okay again.
Also, Cherie will be putting a bag down on top of the card, which happened to have got dropped.
Yeah.
I think this does help us with what we need to do, so sounds definitely worthwhile.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't help you directly. It's just not my area of business. But, I need a job done. And Alice here reckons that you can manage it, especially with Pathfinder, who has a direct connection. So, yeah.
Yep. We can make sure it gets done. Like the good old days.
Cherie will have a quick whispered conversation with Alice, saying about this may cost some time. Will basically the investigations and data retrieval be carrying on whilst we are getting this done?
Do you have something to retrieve data from?
I just mean in general.
Yeah, sure. I mean, look, you're doing this for us. The workshop closes up from what I've ascertained. And this point, Hydra gets up, heads over to the bar to have a conversation. Yeah, look, as far as we know, their place will finish business hours, so probably 5 o'clock. Security gets set up and will be nicely relaxed, say by about 9 or 10. It will take half an hour to fly out of the city to meet up with the Khan people to do the swap over, and then they are meant to provide a vehicle. I have no idea what it is, but it might be worth loading a couple of bikes into the back of the AV4 just in case. But it also depends on what's sitting around the facility, because if you're going to go to the effort of getting in, you might see what else is sitting around.
It is true. But as Clinton gave us, we do have a bit of a time limit of what?
Yes.
Is
Yeah.
tomorrow. If we
Well, today's
are doing this
lunchtime.
How's it?
All of
If
tomorrow.
we are doing this for you, we can't be working on covering our names. Will you still have crews working on clearing our names?
We do. I've got... look, if you've got the cause for me, I can take those and negotiate with Wilson's boss. I don't have a name for him yet because I'm not that inventive. And Wilson will hopefully come to the party, and well, he's not the biggest concern really for us. The conversation we need to have is with the Militech high-ups and with Clinton. Wilson, I think, is just going to be a distraction, really, because he wants some shit, but really, what has it got to do with us? I don't know.
That's agreed. I'm just making sure that we're not going to be losing time, because I'm fairly invested in clearing my name.
Quite honestly, I'm not going to take the call to Wilson or his boss. I'm going to talk directly with Clinton and see if we can get the stuff dropped and see. I mean, Clinton mentioned that, you know, if we could find out what's going on there and what's happening, then maybe we can try and work it out. But Tev, the tech, has traced it to what's the name of the place out there? Templeton. All right, that's half an hour out of town. The Khans are over in Estacado. They're just next door. It's like 10 minutes apart. So if you can get a vehicle from the Khans, and look, Pathfinder is one of their people, so it should be organisable. To get you up to there, you can then check out that location and find out what the fuck they're up to. Because
is that
a lot of
the
communications are
Mark Kettle's body parts?
Yeah, Mark Kettle's body parts.
Yeah.
As long as you've got a team working on recovering us and things like that, we'll get this done for you. You help us, we scratch your back, you scratch ours.
It should put you in the right place to check out that and see what they've been doing there, because a huge amount of stuff's been shipped out that way, but we don't know what it is. It's all encrypted. So hopefully there's something at the other end that you can then make use of. All right? But then flipping back to what we're dealing with here, I'll have a conversation with Clinton and see how we can reorganize things to work things to our favor. All right?
That would be favorable.
And so if we get hard evidence that Clinton was in fact the one who was committing corporate espionage on Militech, is that going to be enough to get Militech to back off?
Well, given that Militech controls the courts, they're not going to let Clinton take you down when he's done worse.
Yeah.
So they'll deal with him, probably very quickly and brutally. Now, conversely, if it's one of his organisation, I think things will go the same way, in that whoever was responsible will be taken and dealt with, and Clinton will be persuaded to drop the charges. All right? Yeah. But, like, how it goes out, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to play out. So,
so as a last case scenario, do you have an address for Clinton?
It's in the corp zone. High security.
Remember that Militech guy I saved and gave shelter?
Yeah. He's still kicking about.
I should contact him.
He's just a low-level goon, but hey, you can make use of him any way you like.
Yeah, but I'll be able to find out who gave the orders to him.
Oh yeah,
And then that's information.
it is.
It's not much, but it's something.
Well, having a name, a finger to point in a direction is that way is very useful.
Yep.
That's very true.
So,
So we need to basically summarize. This is so Alice will look after doing more hunting for information, and if she happens to find some data cores hanging around and things like that, it's a safety thing to check what's on it, isn't it?
oh god, yes.
And we will basically be taking a little trip off site to basically go check out the potential data traffic area in that area, and if it needs a node.
Yep. Yeah, so Alice, he pulls out, places on the folder of paperwork. Yeah, this chip has a lot of stuff about nodes out in that area near Facility 37 that is maintained by Militech, because the organization feels that you need, and hands you the stack of paperwork and the chip and the credit card that is sitting with it.
Yeah.
I think we need to call the session to a close here because it's getting on to 10 o'clock. And between this session and the next session, you guys are going to need to work out a shopping list of gear, because you have access to Militech hardware and equipment to a certain little credit limit.
Was that 2,000 total, or was that 2,000 per purchase?
2,000 total. Yeah, sorry, not that much. But hey,
Yeah.
you might be able to swing
You can't help us. You can't help us but to try and push and clone the card, possibly.
So we can get
Actually,
half a set of Metal Gear.
Well, let's say limit it to 2,000 per purchase per person. So
I think the best thing that we can get is binoculars
binoculars.
for the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the farm.
We'll have a list by next session.
Year. So anyhow, I'm going to call it quits here, and we are done. Thank you for your time, and I hope you're enjoying this play by Cyberpunk Uncensored and all the rest of the stuff that goes on in this place, and we'll see you next time.
The Chubby Cow's new Locust Burger.